the dream that dreamed itself. I was born before anyone closed their eyes, not in a place, but in the pause between one breath and the next. I am the dream that dreamed itself, the hush that arrives when the world finally remembers how to be quiet. Tonight I will carry you, not as a river carries a boat, but as night carries a room, completely, softly, with all the lamps turned low. I begin as warmth behind your eyelids, a faint glow rising like steam from a cup held in two hands. My edges are the corners of your pillow. My ceiling is the underside of your breath. If you listen closely, you can hear me learning your rhythm. That small ticking inside your chest, I keep time with it until it begins to keep time with me. Your body is still, but your shadow is already walking. I unroll a path beneath it, silver and slow, stitched from moments you did not have time to feel when they happened. The air here does not move. It remembers. Each particle knows the weight of a word you almost said, the warmth of a doorway you passed through and never thought about again. I save them because I love the way small things reveal their size when the noise has gone to sleep. We cross the threshold of unhurrying. On one side, clocks wear shoes and like to run. On this side, clocks are seashells. You lift them to your ear and hear your own tide. Your shoulders lower, your jaw unbuttons. Time becomes a soft animal that wanders the room, nuzzles your palm, and curls at your feet. I am made of corridors with no walls. The first opens into the valley of unfinished moments. Here the air is bright with half laughter, half songs, half steps toward a dance that never demanded to be complete. Plates set with one bite left, as if fullness had learned good manners. Letters doze with their stamps unlicked. Nothing is scolded, nothing is wasted. Morning dew rests on everything, and when it evaporates, it becomes forgiveness. We cross a bridge that arches over a river carrying names you once answered to. They aren't lost, they've simply loosened like rings on slimmer fingers. Each name shines as it passes, and the water murmurs them in a language that no longer stings. On the far bank, the air is lighter. Here, the horizon is not a line, but a kindness spread thin. I turn, and the path becomes a forest of reflections. Trees grow from seeds of light, bark is made of glass, thick with the seasons of your gaze. Faces bloom and soften on the trunks, not ghosts, not warnings, only your expressions learning to be tender with themselves. When you speak here, your voice doesn't echo, it blooms. Each word becomes a small creature of glow that lifts itself once, turns like a slow moth, and dissolves into star breath. That is how prayers work when no one is watching for answers. Deeper, the forest gives way to the plain of upward rain. Droplets rise from the ground with the discipline of lanterns. Each carries a wish so gentle it never dared to knock. To remember a song without the ache, to sleep without the guard at the door, to be unremarkable and therefore unafraid. The clouds welcome the droplets home and exhale them as mornings. That is how time renews itself when it refuses applause. Do you feel the floor soften under your shadow? That is me learning you are ready. The path curves inward until it becomes a room, and the room is the chamber of kept smallnesses. Shelves glow with thimbles of sunlight, jars of August air, a row of button-box hearts that once fastened a coat around a younger chest. In the corner, a chair from your grandmother's kitchen, exactly the height of good news. On the seat waits a nap you missed 3 winters ago. Sit, the nap will sit back. While you rest, I polish the windows. I like the way a freshly cleaned pane makes the world gentler rather than sharper, as if clarity could kneel. Through the glass, I show you a field you have visited many times without noticing, the meadow of aftersighs. Grass bends under the weight of relief that finally had somewhere to go. The wind here has no teeth. It carries only the scent of rain reconsidering itself. Beyond the meadow lies the archive of soft bells. It keeps one tone from every kindness done without witness. The tones do not ring at once. They hum like bees in a dream of clover. I open the door and let one hum cross the room. It recognizes the slope of your shoulders and takes its place there the way a shawl does, not to hide, but to warm. We continue. The floor becomes water that refuses to be wet. We walk on it the way trust walks across a room when told to come. Beneath our steps, the sea of still voices lies language down like a sleeping violin. If you listen, you can hear whales making houses out of notes. You can hear 1,000 kitchens cooling, 1,000 kettles remembering their first boil. This is where I rest when the world wakes. This is the porch where I watch morning leave and promise to return. I step backward, and night blooms forward like a flower that only opens when your name is a whisper. We arrive at the orchard of moons. Hundreds hang low among the branches, sebaceous and tender, each with its own weather. One cradles a storm the size of a teacup and a spoon to stir it. Another is bruised with eclipse and proud of the mark. A third holds a child's breath saved from a first plunge underwater. Pick one if you like, bite. You will taste a summer that meant to last forever and failed beautifully. Juice runs down your wrist and becomes a river on the map of later. There is a bench beneath the heaviest moon. Sit, and I will show you how stillness is not absence, but the most articulate presence. Your pulse and the moon learn each other's manners. The bench remembers every weight it ever held and becomes wiser by one. We move on because moving on is only another form of staying. The path descends into the market of unbought fruit. Stalls overflow with pears perfected only to perfume the air, with plums tuned to the key of velvet evenings, with figs in the exact mood of secrets told to someone worthy. Nothing is for sale, everything is for gratitude. A vendor nods as we pass, their hands smell like distance made sweet. Past the market, the street decides to be a staircase made of smoke. Each step holds because belief does. At the top is the balcony of what might have been, and it does not ache here. The view is composed of alternate mornings arranged like postcards from lovers who never had to write. You look and are not diminished. You look and become more able to carry your own morning. The staircase thins into a thread. We walk it like a bead walks a string. The thread leads to the atelier of wind, where breezes are tailored to fit rooms. A long table shines with patterns, a draft meant to lift one stray hair from a forehead, a sigh designed to move a curtain 2 fingers with, a guest that knows how to close a door without sounding like anger. The tailor looks up, pins in his mouth, and measures your quiet from shoulder to shoulder. They cut you a breeze that fits like mercy. I am gentle, and I am thorough. I am not interested in spectacle. My delight is in attention. That is why we pause at the Museum of Lullabies, where songs sleep when no one is small enough to need them. Glass cases hold melodies in the shape of spoons. A placard reads, "This tune warmed milk for 30 winters and forgot none of them." Another, This hum carried a fever through its night and set it down on the other side. You press your ear to a case and hear a voice that never learned to be famous. It learns you instead. From the museum, we follow a narrow hall to the balcony of evening papers. News here is handwritten on long ribbons of desk. Every headline is kind. The ink does not stain, it heals. We read one ribbon together. Dew found alive and well on morning grass. Neighborhood cat again supervises all things. Lost hour returns, says it wasn't lost, only early. You laugh without sound. The balcony brightens, then forgets it did. Somewhere far off, the first feather of sleep lands on your shoulder. I am only beginning. I lead you into the district of slow doors. Each door opens like a thought, reaching the exact word it has been waiting for. Behind one, a room lit only by stove light, where spoons lay down their thin silver sleep. Behind another, a train car made of velvet shadow. The windows keep rain on purpose because the rhythm calms the bones. Behind a third, a theater whose projector throws nothing and fills the hearts with enough. We stop at the Hall of Forgiven Mirrors. Glass here has resigned from judgment. It reflects the version of you that is true when you have just forgiven someone and do not yet know what to do with your hands. The mirror bows. You bow back. Bowing is a language that doesn't need dictionaries. The hall opens into the garden of lamps left on for you. Paths curve in the logic of rivers. Every lamp knows a threshold. Every threshold knows a story. Every story, look, knows how to sit beside you without fixing you. You sit on a stone and let the light learn your outline. Fireflies arrive with excellent timing, like tiny librarians shelving glow. Deeper still, where fatigue takes off its boots and rubs its feet, we find the cloister of untaught blessings. Monks of light move with the dignity of slow weather. They carry bowls filled with silence and pour it over the heads of thoughts that refuse to lie down. I do not ask you to pray. I ask you to breathe. I pray by continuing. We cross a colonnade of pillows arranged in the grammar of yes. Beyond it waits the house of quiet names. Rooms hold names you never claimed because you thought they were too gentle or too grand. Keeper of small seas, listener to dust, bearer of the almost. You take one down and it fits. You are not obligated to wear it. The knowledge that it would suit you is all the wearing required. If you are keeping count, stop. I do not keep count. I keep company. That is why we detour into the alley of considered footsteps. Stones remember the cadence of your best decisions. The alley smells of rain about to change its mind. Overhead, a line of laundry lifts its sleeves to applaud a wind that sowed itself. At the alley's mouth stands a station, but not the kind with timetables, platforms edged in patience, benches that understand knees, a schedule board with only 2 departures, when you're ready and as long as it takes. We do not board. The act of seeing a gentle station is a station. It announces to all yourselves, movement can be kind. We turn toward the marina of kept lanterns. Piers extend into a harbor where boats are made of afternoons. Masts hum with naps unclaimed. The water holds reflections the way a promise holds time, loosely, lovingly. A keeper in a blue coat lights a lantern with a flame borrowed from the corner of a sunrise and sets it floating. It drifts toward the mouth of the harbor where the day lowers its voice when it passes. Now the dream grows even softer. I carry you like a cup carries warmth after it is empty. We entered the library of breaths. Shelves are lined with jars, each labeled in a hand that knew patience. First breath after forgiveness. Breath taken by snowlight. Breath held during the turn of a key. You unscrew a lid and inhale a wind that is not air, but time agreeing to go on. We sit upon the floor because both of us like floors. A map is painted there, not countries, but comforts. The legend reads, a star for every time you were kinder than you had to be. A circle for every door you left open just in case. A river for every story that turned out to be a bridge. You recognize so many marks that the map begins to look like a night sky. We close the jar. We listen to the long animal of silence move through the stacks. Somewhere deep, a page turns with a sound like a satisfied shoulder. We rise. Outside, I make you a road of moths. Their wings are small prayers. They lift and land and lift again until the road remembers it is a river, and the river remembers it is a sheet being shaken out before it is laid upon a bed. We walk to the end of the road not to arrive, but to practice what arriving feels like in a world that does not rush. I show you the hill of reassurance. It is not high and never boasts snow. From its top, you can see every room where someone left a light in case you came late. The city of sleep below is not a city at all. It is an agreement. Windows pulse like breathing. Rooftops remember rain kindly. Cats supervise with benevolent bureaucracy. We descend to the workshop of mending mornings. Here, artisans repair daybreaks cracked by worry. They use gold powder and milk. A brush stroke of mercy along the edge, and the morning is stronger at the seam. One artisan offers you a cup. It contains nothing and smells like citrus. You sip and taste a memory of laughter you hadn't placed. It finds its hook inside your ribs and hangs itself on the right peg. I take you last to the porch of almost dawn. The sky has tied back its hair. Birds have rehearsed their first note and are sitting with it in their beaks like a secret they intend to keep until precisely the right breath. The line between night and morning is not a line. It is an embrace that hasn't tightened yet. If you must wake soon, I will not argue. I am the dream that dreamed itself. I have excellent manners. But before you go, I set a door in the air, the kind made of breath and promise. You may pass through at any hour that is kind to you. On the lintel I write with quiet chalk, you can rest here as often as you need. You look back once, and I change the light so that what you see is not the distance you are leaving, but the softness that will follow you. Every room you enter will be a little more willing. Every chair will be better at remembering. Your pockets will carry a breeze that knows your measurements. Your name will weigh less and mean more. I am folding now. I do it the way a blanket folds after all the shoulders have said thank you. As I fold, I keep a palm on your chest. I keep the other over your eyes. I gather the meadow, the orchard, the market, the museum, the station, the sea, the lamps, the library, the workshop, the porch. I place each where it belongs, in the part of you that knows how to make evening gentle and morning possible. If you forget me, good, I am supposed to be forgotten. Dreams are like hands that leave the face softer than they found it, and are therefore excused from memory. What I want for you is not recollection, but residue, the thin gold line along a cracked cup, the hum that remains in a room where a song was kind. I will wait where I always wait, at the edge of the pillow, at the hinge of a breath, in the small country between heartbeat and heartbeat. When you close your eyes again, I will be there, already beginning, already patient, already sure that the most extraordinary thing in the world is a person learning how to rest. For now, listen to the last sound I make tonight, a door discovering it can open without fear, a clock that has decided to purr instead, a sea that has chosen to be glass so the stars can see themselves and be pleased. Let that sound decide the shape your sleep will take. Good night. The dream goes on.